Viewers just made their pick, and now it's ChatGPT's turn. ChatGPT gave me a full breakdown of what it thinks can outperform this year, and one ticker stood out. So we're putting $100 into it today for the ChatGPT portfolio. So let's get into how it made its decision. I went on to ChatGPT and I basically gave it the basic rules for it to perform and pick what stock it wants to choose. So the rules are simple. Number one, the full $100 must be invested into one ticker each week. Number two, you can pick any stock or ETF that is available on M1 Finance. Number three, your goal is to get the most return percentage each year. And number four, you may use any strategy you wish as long as you follow these rules. So let's get into it. These rules, by the way, also apply to the viewers. It's going to be an even playing field for both sides. These are just the guidelines that I want ChatGPT to understand and follow. So I asked it to pick one for this week. Today is January 22nd, so tomorrow will be a Friday, and that's when the viewers' purchase and ChatGPT's purchase will go into effect. So let's get into it. We'll open this up. That way you guys can view its thought process. Its pick for the week is Western Digital, ticker WDC. In general, the response that it came in is that Western Digital is a major player in the data storage industry. They're known for building storage technology used by consumers, businesses, and most importantly, massive data centers. And ChatGPT's view is that WDC is set up to benefit from a few trends that are getting stronger, not weaker. Here's a simple version of its thesis. AI and cloud computing are creating enormous demand for data storage, and Western Digital is positioned to benefit from that demand. The first major reason ChatGPT picked WDC is the company's transformation. ChatGPT explained that Western Digital has been going through a major restructuring where parts of the business were separated, meaning WDC is becoming more focused and more directly tied to the hard drive and enterprise storage side of the market. The idea is that when a company gets more focused like that, it can operate more efficiently and execute better, and sometimes the market values it more accurately over time. The second reason, and the main reason, is AI driven storage demand. As AI grows, it creates massive amounts of data. That data needs to be stored, moved, backed up, and archived. And even with SSDs getting better every year, hard drives still matter a lot in data centers because they offer a strong cost per terabyte advantage for huge amounts of storage. So ChatGPT's angle here is that the Western Digital isn't trying to be the flashy AI company. It's positioned as infrastructure behind the scenes. So ChatGPT also pointed out that Western Digital's fundamentals have been improving compared to the weaker part of the cycle. It's highlighting improving margins, better cash flow, and the fact that WDC can still look reasonably valued compared to a lot of other AI beneficiary companies that have already run up hard. So the pitch is basically potential upside from the trend without paying the most expensive price for it. And since this is a long-term experiment, we're holding positions over time. ChatGPT's long-term view matters too. The long-term argument is pretty straightforward. Global data keeps growing and storage remains a foundational part of the modern economy. If that continues, and it probably will, Western Digital stays relevant. Now, to keep this honest, ChatGPT also flagged some risks. Western Digital is in a cyclical industry. Demand can run hot, then cool off. If cloud spending slows down or if supply catches up too quickly, earnings can swing. There's also long-term competition from other storage companies and execution risk, meaning they have to keep delivering on the next generation of products and stay competitive. So this isn't risk-free. It's a higher upside pick with volatility attached to it. But overall, ChatGPT's position is that WDC has a strong setup right now. A company in transition paired with the long-term trend that's accelerating. So for this week's ChatGPT portfolio, we're buying $100 of WDC. Let's execute the purchase, update the scoreboard, and see how viewers versus ChatGPT plays out over time. All right, so let's get into it. This week is the first week that we are doing this experiment. So as you can see, we have $200 in cash and buying power that is invested. We do not have any current investments. This will be the first purchase that we have made for both ChatGPT and viewers. So let's get into it. As you know, ChatGPT has picked Western Digital, WDC, so that is their pick for this week. So let's go ahead and go into it, and we will buy $100 worth. There we go. That will go in tomorrow, Friday the 23rd at 9:30 a.m. Now let's get into the next one. We have the viewer's pick. Now, as of the recording of this video, the stock that was suggested the most was VGT, Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Now, this is a little bit of a safer bet, I would say, in my opinion, just because it's an ETF as opposed to one singular specific stock. ETFs, if you don't know, they give you a much broader exposure to many different stocks that are obviously focused information and technology based. This ETF is owned by Vanguard, and as you can see, they take an expense ratio of 0.09%. So let's go ahead and buy $100 worth of that one. All right. Now we'll go back, and as you can see, we have two trades, one for Western Digital at 100 and one for VGT at 100. That will go in at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Again, that's on January 23rd. All right, so right here on the screen, I'm comparing VGT versus WDC. This is a perfect example of why this channel idea is interesting. VGT is a broad ETF. It's diversified, it's stable, and it's basically a long-term tech backbone type of investment. WDC, on the other hand, is a single stock, so it's naturally going to be more volatile, but it also has the potential for a much bigger move in either direction. And when you look at this chart, it's obvious that WDC has massively outperformed VGT over this time period, which is 1 year. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not showing this to say WDC will always win or that past performance guarantees anything. I'm showing it because it highlights something important. The diversified ETF approach is usually smoother, but single stocks can create major separation when they catch the right trend at the right time. This is why I like the setup for viewers versus ChatGPT, because if viewers consistently vote for safer, diversified picks like VGT, and ChatGPT swings for the higher upside individual names like WDC, we'll get a real long-term answer to the question, does the crowd do better with stability or does AI do better taking targeted risks? Either way, we're tracking it in public every week with the same money going into both sides. So now that WDC is the ChatGPT pick for this week, we're locking it in and we'll see how it performs against what the viewers choose going forward.